Welcome to Honda Talk. My name is Ian Wright. I'm here with co-host Matt Eugenio. Hello, Matt.
Hello, Ian. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm dog tired.
You are.
But I'm very good. Yeah, it's been a long day. I had the as you know, I had the Honda Accord for a week. The Accord Coupe, in fact.
Yes.
And I had to return it today. And I had a nice drive up to drop it off. And then I had the drive from hell home in the BMW to bring it back. And
so sad.
Yeah, and there was like I had one of those really cute. Right, the night before I went to pick it up, I went out in the BMW and the brake light went out.
Oh
crap! It was actually the indicator, and because it's an old BMW, the back rear cluster, it's not good. It's not good. Like a rear indicator going out is not unusual. You get in there and you have to manipulate the metal spring in there and get it to grip again, and off you go. I put the cluster back in, no brake light. Crap.
Oh no.
Well, that's not good. So I went and got a new brake light, and it's the tail light and the brake light on one bulb.
Oh,
put that in, still out. Put the side lights on. Side light works. Brake light doesn't. Oh shit. That means there's wiring something probably on Earth that
there's a short somewhere going on.
When I pulled the tail light out, something's gone, I don't like you anymore. So I'm like, crap. So I had to drive it to LA without a brake light out, and I've got no front plate on the BMW. Like nothing. Like the BMW is perfectly legal in every way, but I just don't want to get a fix it on the front.
Of course.
Thing. Fix it on the brake light I can handle, but whatever. Right. So I drove down. Go on.
No, I really hate how we have to have front license plates up front. It just ruins the look of the car. Yeah.
I mean the E46 BMW, I quite like it with the front plate on a black car because I've got the M Sport bumper on it. I mean, this is not Honda at all, but yeah, and I don't mind putting a front plate on it, but I want to get the mount so that I don't have to drill holes into the bumper.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. So anyway, I do that, and anyway, I take the Accord back to today, jump in the BMW, drive straight into traffic. I was sat, oh my God, 4 hours it took. And first gear for a lot of the way. Anyway, I'm sitting there and doing that thing where you're inching forward, blah, blah, blah. Nursing the clutch. Yep, exactly. He's making hand wavy.
Yes, I am.
Perfect radio there, mate.
Yeah.
And I glanced in the rearview mirror, and there's a cop car stuffed right up my backside. Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is going to take long enough without, do you know why I pulled you over? Yeah, I do. Blah, blah, blah. And it follows me for about 20 minutes. We must have been driving like that. And all I'm thinking is, he's just staring at my lack of rear brake light.
Yeah.
I'm going to get pulled over. So I'm waiting. Doesn't come on. I'm thinking like, well, we've got to a bit where the barrier at the side, we're in the third lane of 5.
Yes.
And on the right, I'm like, if he's going to pull me over, I want him to do it there where it's well off the road, where I can get well off the road. So I just change lanes. He doesn't change with me. Result, it's not going to bother me.
Yeah.
He's got better things to do, or he's stuck going to the station, or, do someone for their real light. So I'm sitting in that lane for a few minutes, and this cop car's going past me, and I'm going past him and what have you. And there's a Honda Odyssey in front of me. So here's your Honda connection. You know the type, it's gold. It's got dents in every single body panel. It's got that California sun clear coat on it.
Absolutely.
And I'm pulled out, and I've given him loads of room because, good driver and all that. And I'm sitting there, and he starts rolling backwards. So either it was an automatic. No, it can't have been an automatic. It must have been a manual. I think it was old. And it's rolling back. I'm like, oh, he'll catch that.
Is it the first generation Odyssey with 5 doors?
I think so.
Okay. Those, I think, did they come in a manual?
Our Honda Odyssey knowledge is not good, is it?
No, we're rubbish about that. But rolling backwards, huh? Interesting.
So he must have been in the manual. So he's rolling backwards. I'm like, shit, he's rolling backwards. He'll catch that. You know how it is if you drive a manual. Occasionally, you'll do that little roll backwards before you
Sure.
catch the clutch. Particularly if you're in traffic and you're tired,
Right.
it keeps rolling. And I'm at that point where my hand's on the horn, and I beep, beep, and keeps rolling. Like, shit. So at this point, I'm like, beep, 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 beep. And I'm in reverse. Turned over my shoulder. There's what do you call them? Like giant, great lorry, 6-wheeler, 8-wheeler, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's quite a way back, so I'm thank God for that. So I'm in reverse, and I'm starting to just push backwards and bibbing the horn. Nothing. It just keeps rolling, and it rolls back next to the cop car. And all I hear from the cop car is whoop whoop. And thankfully, I mean, he must have had 6-8 inches to spare before hitting my bumper, because I was at that point where it's like, I'm just going to have to absorb this impact, otherwise I'm backing into that truck and I'm losing my front bumper. But yeah, thankfully the cop that I thought was going to pull me over saved my bumper.
No.
Yeah, this hot. Oh God.
Protect and serve right there.
Yeah,
doing their job.
He did it right. But yeah, so when I went and picked it up, I came straight over to you because you're 45 minutes from where I picked it up, which across LA translated into about 2 hours.
Yes.
So I got to you after dark, and you still managed to get some decent photos of it.
I tried my best. It was really weird because the other times I was very disappointed. I'm like, oh no, Ian's gonna kill me because they're a bit grainy. I think it was weird.
It was just the ISO, wasn't it? I mean, it probably needed less ISO and longer shut time, but but still, what you did, they're great. They're like 1,000 times better than what I would have got with my iPhone.
Thank you.
I must get around to getting another DSLR because I had one for years. I had one of the original, I think over here they call it Digital Rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah. From when they first, it was the first sub £750, as in money, digital SLR. So I got that a million years ago. And I was using it a lot. I was photographing bands and stuff. And I finally put it down. I was like, I'll never use it again. So I sold it. And then, of course, I start moving into doing this. And guess what I could do with it?
You could use one now. Yeah.
But still, I'm nowhere near the photographer you are. So I was really pleased with you getting those pictures. But yeah, so it was, I haven't got them on Rony. I think I left it in the garage. But yeah, so it was, we had the red one, the actual color red. Anyway, whatever red the Accord comes in, it was a nice red, not too dark, not too.
It was bright. A bit brighter than a burgundy, but it was very nice. Came out very nice in the photos.
Yeah. So my wife and I decided that we really like the color. We wouldn't buy it in that color.
No, right.
but would respect anyone who did.
Sure.
Because it's not black, white, or grey or silver. It was manual, the V6.
So I looked up the color. It's San Marino red.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. And it's a really nice red.
It's a nice red.
Like color, yeah, Honda are doing their colors right at the moment. That's for sure.
Yes. Very nice.
Yeah, in the manual. Same problem I always have with Hondas, but you don't seem to have the same problem. I always find that the accelerator pedal is a little bit too low compared to the brake for heel toe, unless like you're proper on the brakes, like pushing it hard down on the brakes, twist, blip, off you go. But you had a quick drive in, you didn't seem to have any problem whatsoever.
It felt very similar to the spacing of my Civic, so that's why it wasn't that difficult for me to just immediately heel and toe. But
that makes me feel better.
Yeah, once you get into the 10th generation Civics, like the hatch or any of them that have the 6-speed manual, you'll definitely notice exactly what you're saying, how the throttle pedal is much deeper than you'd like. You would have to kind of rotate your foot a little bit over and hit deeper just to blip the throttle, which could be annoying.
Yeah, because I've got that kind of size foot that's awkward. I'll bet. I bet most people don't have that problem with it at all. But yeah, and because I heel toe not all the time, but most of the time, just to keep it smooth.
Sure.
Particularly if I've got a passenger, I like to drive with a passenger like as if I'm driving a limo.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and what I did notice was after driving the BMW for like 3 hours and jumping straight in it, I pulled out into traffic and just pushed my foot down. My foot actually went down. And it's wham! Like, oh shit, sorry.
Whoops.
Yeah. Hi guys that just gave me the keys. But yeah, it goes. I went and picked the kid up from San Diego, and we come back. Sometimes she loves getting lost. So we come back through Fallbrook sometimes, and if you go around the back of Fallbrook, there's some really wicked little roads, like wicked, twisty little turnies. As we came out to go onto the freeway, I came on in like it started off in second, low revs, and just let it build up and let it build up and let it build up. All of a sudden, she just started giggling as we got into third, and it carried on putting. It's not really fast; it just keeps going, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. There's the talk is fun. The talk is good.
It is,
and the sound it makes as well. I mean, V6 is traditionally not a great sounding engine.
Not a great sound, but I do like the sound of Honda V6s.
Yeah, there's a little bit of tweaking and tuning me going on. There's plenty plenty of sound from the air at the front, as well as the actual tailpipe, and yeah. So I think I told you I recorded a little like in-car review thing, audio thing, and at the very end of it, as I'm coming around just about to say goodbye, I came up on a truck with a lovely straight bit of open road. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have to overtake him, third gear, and yeah, you can hear the engine there, and it is lovely.
Yeah.
So what was it, 278 horsepower, I want to say?
Yes.
So yeah, like 260 to 280, I think is like the butter zone for torque on a front wheel drive car that hasn't got like the computer adjusting the torque and shit like that.
Right.
Whatever Fool's term for that is, they did with the ST, and they've gotten on the Type R.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's about the sweet spot right there, around 260, 280. Yeah.
It is. You got to be on your toes if you're getting into it.
Sure.
Just the right amount of torque steer, I think I would say. Like, it's not trying to push you into a tree or pull you into a tree.
No, but it'll make sure you're wide awake once you get on it from the start.
Exactly. And something else I got from it, because I've got right behind me. I can't wait to take you up there. Like, next time you have a press car, bring one of your fun cars over. We'll go up there. It's like a British backlane.
Okay.
It's small, it's tight, and it's twisty with some like nice long open straights before you're into like a low second gear thing. A lot of the time you're not out of second. And taking the hatchback, the Sport, the Civic Sport, I think this handles better. I do actually think, even on a tight twisty like that, where it's a longer car, I was much more. I mean, maybe it's because I'm really familiar with Accord Coupes.
Okay.
Maybe, but it doesn't want to. It doesn't want to understeer as much until you get on that gas.
Got it.
So you're very much in control for the most part when it's going to understeer and when it isn't. And looking at it compared with we had the 2009. And the first thing, we spoke about it before, the first thing I would say to anyone who bought one of those and wanted to have some fun with it is go change the rear sway bar and put something a bit stiffer on there. And this doesn't feel like it would need that. It feels like it's it's been tuned well. It's like, I think Honda have refined this to the point where it's almost perfect.
Wow.
As like for the job it does, for what it's designed to be, I think they've got that balance really well done. Like on the freeways, it's a cruiser. It is just a lovely cruiser.
I'm sure.
Yeah, all that torque just pulls you about all you want it to. The suspension in terms of damping on the freeway is really good unless you're on a proper Southern California freeway. Mm-hmm. Then it's not so great. But when you look at the balance between the handling and the grip and the cruising comfort, the balance is there. It's just about right. If you don't drive on the 65 South every day, you're probably going to be all right.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like genuinely impressed. It's still got that thing with Hondas, like our CR-V is the same to a degree. I've not been too impressed with their sound deadening. Like a lot of road noise.
Still a little louder than you'd like.
Yeah. Okay. I dare say that that's a weight thing. Like they're trying to keep it around a certain weight, and that's probably what's been sacrificed for it. Mm-hmm. But it wears on you after a while. It does.
I'm sure after a long drive like the ones you've been having, you'd like it a little bit quieter.
Yeah, and I mean I've been on some long drives. I think I probably put about 500. No, I got it on 3,400. Yeah, so I put about 400 miles on it, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of them was driving from there to you to my house. I think I probably put on 200 doing that.
No, yeah, that was about a third of it.
but yeah, I mean, but that really did give me a nice idea of where the Accord is compared with like a 2009. I wouldn't say this is the must-have over a 2009, but it is the, if you can go out and buy a new one at the moment, like you're going to go get a screaming deal. Like we're now coming into the end of the year, so places want to get rid of their stock, so you're going to start to see that. It's the end of the line for the Accord Coupe. So I know there are some out there. A couple of months ago, I think the number was 5,000. Honda couldn't give me a number for exactly how many are out there and have been ordered. Mm-hmm. But the nod and the wink was, if you can find one, you're going to get a good price on it. So, I mean, if you're tempted by a Honda Accord Coupe right now, like the 2017, I wish I could get into a new car at the moment because I would be contemplating that. You got the last of the V6s. And the V6 again, like, I mean, how long's that V6 been around?
Well over. There's different iterations of it, but it's been at least more than 10 years.
Yeah, like it's really well refined now. Like
it is. Like this is like the fourth version of the J35. So over the years, they've just been fine tuning it, and they don't really have a lot of problems. Really, if you just maintain the oil changes and take care of that gearbox, it's good. It's good to go.
Yeah, like it's it's tried and tested. It really is genuinely tried and tested. And now we're entering into the era of the turbo. Like, if you want a naturally aspirated engine right now, then probably should get it now.
Yes.
Because this is going to go probably 200,000 miles at least.
Without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, without even, it just doesn't care. And it's a really nice meaty lump in there. Like 278 brake, close on the same horsepower. Close on the same torque. I can't remember what the exact torque figure was, but it's
around 250 torque.
I think it might be a little bit more. But like 250, maybe 255, something like that.
Right.
And it it enjoys stretching its legs, and the gearbox, like the gearing on the gearbox, is magnificent. Like it's a 6 gear, and I was driving it, and I was trying to. You don't need to go down to the gear you think you do initially. Like after driving old cars, it's like, yeah, this car's happy just pooping around.
You don't need to go into second, third will do.
Yeah, most of the time you're good to go. Yeah, I was just genuinely all round impressed with how they've refined the Accord Coupe to this point. If that had that little bit of extra sound deadening for when you're on the highway at 70 miles an hour, it would be perfect.
It'd be a peach.
Yeah. And the other thing is it doesn't have all the Honda Sense stuff.
Right.
The sensing packages. Like none of that. This is so driver orientated. You know, V6, the manual, you've got 2 screens, so you've got your Apple CarPlay. This one didn't have GPS, which was awesome because Honda CarPlay, who uses GPS in a car anymore?
You're right. You have your phone. It's fine.
Yeah. It had everything you need and nothing extraneous.
Yes. I love that. It's the best formula.
It really is. And, you know, and that gearbox, you love that gearbox, don't you?
I do. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a classic Honda. It shifts very smoothly. This one feels similar to my Civic, my 2012, which I don't know why I prefer that shifting feel over the current Civics. It just feels more mechanical. There's more resistance.
I think that is exactly it. It is a very mechanical, but not gritty at all. It is smooth.
Yeah,
and
it's very smooth. But yeah, speaking of V6s, like, you know, this is the last Accord V6, especially the coupe. What do you think about the future of the other platforms like the Odyssey? Was that gonna go 4-banger turbo, and then, you know, in the later years?
That's an interesting point.
Yeah,
I mean the big thing with the V6 for comfort and like noise and what have you, you got the because you got that torque of the V6, you don't have to drive it hard to drive it at normal speeds. Like it's just effortless. So it will make sense staying in things like the Odyssey. But from what I can gather from the new turbocharged engines they're putting in the 2018 Accord, the torque is lower in the rev range. It's not as much, but it's lower in the rev range. So it's going to be more usable. It might actually turn out to be a better platform or a better engine. A better engine in terms of its application. What I don't like about going to turbo is, I mean, you've opened the hood on the new Civic and looked in it and gone, what? It looks like a snake nest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit more organized than it because it's Honda. Like, everything is laid out and you can identify it, but there's just so much going on under there.
Right.
The simplicity is gone.
Right.
So if you go out and buy a new car and you want it to go for 150,000, 200,000 miles before you move on to your next car, that's a lot of hoses that are going to have to be replaced at some point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you've got added complexity in terms of a turbo. You've got, and first generation of those engines, Honda are normally really good, but first generation is always first generation on any car. I don't think I'd dissuade someone for going for it, but you know, you just got to bear in mind first gen.
Right.
And
like my Civic is 2012, the first model year of the 9th generation, and we all know how well that went with journalists and critics all around. Everyone took massive shit on it. So, but I went with the coupe because I did not like how the sedan looked, especially from the rear. It looked like a early 2000s Camry, like taillights.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I just didn't like it. And then for 2013, they instead of a mid model refresh, it like early model refresh. Like I've never seen that happen before.
No, they reacted.
They reacted within a year. It's I have to applaud Honda for thinking and acting very quickly um, to all the bad critique that they got. So yeah,
They still took forever to put a volume knob on.
yeah, they took that out, and then we want our knobs. We want to fiddle with them.
But you mentioned the Camry, and I was looking earlier, and I think I can with some confidence say that the Accord was the last of the mid-size sedan that you could get a coupe version in before having to go to the luxury cars.
Yes.
Toyota don't do one anymore. Kia doesn't do one. Oh, Kia might still have one. Well, I might be wrong there. But yeah, I think it's like 5% of Accord sales were coupes.
Yeah, very little. You see sedans all around.
Yeah, but it's enough. It's like 5% has been enough. But I think we know the way the industry's going. The SUV.
Sure.
Like I think I understand the thinking behind dropping the coupe so that they can concentrate fully on making the best sedan they can.
Of course, I understand too.
Sedans are going to survive is if they're really fucking good.
Sure, and plus, if you want something sporty, you have loads of Civics to choose from.
Oh god, yeah.
If you want something a bit more luxurious, you look at the Acura TLX. And it's
what price does the Acura TLX start at?
Low 30s. I believe it's like 31, 32. For like base without any packages.
So I think we had this conversation when we were sat in the coupe, like for 32 grand, which was the sticker price on this one. Like you got some choice at 32 grand.
Right. Just to reiterate, is this the one you had? Was it the EXL V6 or the Touring top of the line?
The EXL V6.
Oh, V6. Okay.
It wasn't the Touring.
Okay.
So I think the Touring's 35, 36.
It's 34 something MSRP. I just looked it up. Yeah. Which, goodness gracious, for 32, 34, we were talking about, there's a lot of cars you can pick instead of the Accord. So we were talking about like, base model 320i BMW. You could get just a fully loaded like WRX. If you really wanted, you just don't need to carry much. You could get top of the line, Toyota 86 or a Miata. It's really endless.
This is true, but in the same ballpark as the Accord Coupe, like you said, you could get a fully loaded. Is it an STI or the WRX?
Well, STI starts at around 36, so it's a bit above the Accord Coupe, but you could get a fully loaded WRX, and it's
deal with the ride.
Yeah, deal with the ride. Right.
And you're going into a totally different kind of ballpark.
Yes,
I think the BMW is probably the best one to look at in terms of cross shopping. You could cross shop a BMW and Accord, and you're looking at something that you want comfortable, a bit of a cruiser, a little bit of power there for when you want to have fun, a little bit of handling there when you want to have fun. Obviously, the BMW's rear-wheel drive. And if you look at it initially, you go, I'm sure many people go, well, I'd get the BMW. But if you sat down and thought it through for a few minutes.
Just look at the paper, all the statistics, and just get behind the wheel, pretty much.
Yeah. I think that you've also got the Honda trump card to play there.
There you
Like
go.
the long-term ownership of a Honda doesn't tend to be either expensive or a pain in the ass, relatively speaking, to particularly a German car like a BMW.
Yes. Right.
Not many people get into a BMW and drive it for 200,000 miles.
Rarely.
Normally a 200,000 mile BMW is a full fifth owner car.
Yes. Speaking of like mileage, like I think I just clocked over. I just hit the 120,000 mark on my Civic.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's still alive and kicking.
No major problems.
Nope, not really. The biggest headaches I've had was a dead battery, and which I normally wait till it dies before I replace it. It's between
I'm the same. Yeah,
like
wait until you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm on like 3 or 4 years, and then it should be going out soon, and pretty much it. Just maybe I've changed tires twice or 3 times, so it's really low maintenance.
Consuming the consumables.
Yes. So I have to come to a decision if I should just keep it and drive it till the wheels fall off, or just trade it in. But I'm almost done paying it off. I have about maybe a year and a half, 2 years, or something like that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, I'd say pay it off and just drive it till it's.
Yeah.
That's the only way you come out on top with a new car.
Yeah.
There's so many people buy new cars and then train them in before they're done with it, and you enjoy 100, 150,000 miles, 130, whatever, without a car payment.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna do that.
Yeah. And then there's more money to go into race car.
Right. I have other cars to work on.
That's it.
Yep.
So yeah, the overall impression after dropping that Accord Coupe off was I really rather like it. It's I think it's my favorite Honda car at the moment. I haven't driven the Type R yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say wait till you drive the Type R, then we'll come back to that question.
But it's a different kettle of fish. I think the Accord suits me and my life. I mean, we owned one for a reason. We got one teenage kid, so 4 doors, who cares?
Right.
It's like, it looks good. It's quick. It's a cruiser. It's reliable.
It's highly underrated.
It is. Speaking of that, shall I have a quick look through these questions?
Sure.
So I got some questions about the Accord. So first question was, you are a Kuganus. You are a Kuganus. Kangas. I can't tell if that's a real name or made up name.
Is that his username? Okay. All right.
If it was his real name, I just butchered it.
It's all right.
Does it feel like a true muscle car? Smiley face. Also, would you date it? So I think he's referencing Jack Baruch's wonderful piece of clickbait.
I read that piece.
Yep.
I read that. Right.
Yeah, where he basically paints a picture that the Accord Coupe in the V6 is America's last true muscle car. He's wrong. It's not, but I appreciate the spirit of which the piece was written in. But
yes,
no, but I think you can embarrass some Mustangs with that.
You can.
Yeah. I wonder if you'd embarrass. I don't know what the numbers are on a V8 current Mustang, like
current like Mustang GT is 400 horsepower.
So probably not, but any of the V6 is more unlikely.
I will confirm that with my father's Cross Tour, which has the same the same kind of J35 V6. I may have allegedly beaten Mustang V6 with it. So there goes that muscle car. for you.
Yeah, I think we'll probably end up doing a whole episode on the Crossover because that is such a curious car.
It is.
It is such a curiosity.
I told my dad, if you ever get rid of it, like I want dibs. Like you barely see any on the road. I haven't seen another one in like months.
Yeah.
And it has the V6, so it's kind of like it's rare now. So like I just want to put some wheels and lower it and get an exhaust and then just cruise around, go on road trips.
Yeah, I'd love to see one lowered.
I've never seen one lowered in person. It would look badass.
Yeah, I'm sure there's pictures I could go and look at, but I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do that.
That would be ultimate daily right there.
So Deadpool.
All right, what's up, Deadpool?
Always in with the questions and always with the good ones.
Yes.
She asked if there is anything you would change about it. What would it be? Just that road noise. I think that's the only thing. And even then, it's not a deal breaker for me.
That's nitpicking right there.
Yeah, to a degree, it's better than the older gen.
Sure.
Yeah,
I guess go for it. Nothing. Yeah, that's it. For me, like I think we would both agree we'd like more noise coming out of the exhaust out the rear, more because you could hear induction noise all day with the V6. But just like I told you, you could always order an aftermarket exhaust and it'll fix that right up.
I think that is about it for the decent questions.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, how is it to drive? Is it a manual? Why do people tend to say it's a boring car? There is that whole thing where it and Baruth is right there. It is probably the most underrated car around at the moment. I mean, that's a big statement to make, I know. But yeah, I think the Accord Coupe, particularly in its V6 form. I mean, but then the 2.4 is 2.4, isn't it?
Yeah, it comes with the K24. Yeah.
Yeah. The 2.4 engine is great, and
it's great, but you know, when you look at the power to weight ratio, it's not that great. The Accord's a big car. It's around 3,400 pounds?
Yeah.
At least. With that K24 making about 200 horsepower and around 180 torque, it must feel okay driving alone, but once you have someone else with you or you have 4 people in the car, you are putting it to the test.
4 up, you're definitely going to notice.
Right. Yeah.
The V6 does drink fuel.
It does.
It's a guzzler.
It's not the most fuel efficient, but at least the good part, it takes low octane 87.
Yeah.
It does help a little bit, paying for gas.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're saying that someone who puts the full octane in the BMW all the time. But then the BMW isn't drinking anywhere near as much. But then the BMW is a proper compact in old school compact terms.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone else asked if it's good for towing. So I know that's not an American has asked that. Because any good American would go, oh, I need to tow something, I'll get a truck. Yeah. Whereas in Europe, I need to tow something. Oh, my car will actually do that.
Yeah, they do that over there. It's regular cars to tow.
But even then, I mean, I didn't test it, and don't think I would, but I think the towing capacity is around 1,500 pounds.
That's pretty standard.
Yeah.
You can get like those little U-Haul things, right?
Sure.
That's about,
Yeah. Yeah, you can tow a trailer for the stuff. It's not a problem. And I think America's really weird on cars towing.
They are. That is a true statement.
I think the way American standards test or how they rate cars for towing capacity might be very different to Europe. I will have to research that. I read that on
That'd
the
be.
internet, so I'm going to have to research that.
You should. I'd be interested to know like the different tests and how they differ. I'm sure it's different
Yeah.
because especially in America, like if you want to tow, like the first thing people do, like I'm gonna get a pickup truck,
Mm.
or like SUV. We instantly go to those two for towing
Yeah. I
because
need
we're
to tow
America.
£1,000 twice a year. I better get a truck.
Yeah, it needs to be a V8 too.
Oh yeah, because nothing like overkill.
Nope.
But yeah, it's an American thing that I'm still having trouble wrapping my head round. So one of my neighbours bought a big old Ford thing the other day, and it's got a bit of a lift on it already.
Oh wow.
And it's a V8, and it's like, dude, why? He just loves trucks. And I'm not going to get in anyone's way for that. I mean, if you love trucks and you buy a kick-ass truck, good for you. I want to see you enjoying that. But I don't get it. Like, I've never seen him tow anything. Like, or fit up the truck bed or whatever. That's a lie. I think he has done once or twice. But, yeah, I don't get it. And I wish I did, because enough people do that. I feel like I should understand that. But I don't.
But they don't. So they just get it and just lift them up, and I'm super cool, and I'm a bro.
It's another form of stance. Do you think?
It is. Oh God, it's lift stance lift.
Have you seen a lifted Ridgeline yet?
No, I don't want to unless it's trying to do the Baja 1000.
Right. I can't say I have. I've started to see them pop up around here lately. And
I saw a couple. It's a pilot that's been chopped off on the back end. So it looks good. I like the new pilot, so the Ridgeline looks just as good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting behind the wheel of one of them for a little while and seeing what that's all about. Because it looks like it's going to be super. It's like a useful size. It's not like I look like I'm a construction worker, but really I'm just going to my job at the bank. It looks like just a super useful truck.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're not going to go and do construction jobs with it, but if you're a gardener or doing something where you actually use a truck to carry goods around, then it looks like it's going to be nice and comfortable and useful.
Absolutely. And then with the little kind of trunk, little space inside the trunk bed, it's super cool, and you could use it as a cooler. And then the higher trims like the RTL like E or S, and then the Black Edition have speakers in the trunk bed.
Yes,
which is awesome. And then there's actual like a plug you can plug in, like a generator or a TV if you want to tailgate somewhere.
It makes absolutely
fantastic.
That's how you get to the American market. Because I remember a little while ago, I wandered out the front of my neighbour's. He's messing around with his truck, and he's putting speakers in the back, like household speakers in the back.
Yeah.
I just walked over and started ribbing him. He said, "Oh yeah, we're going to the drive-in," and the penny drops. Like, oh, that's a good idea. Back your car in, truck bed, speakers right behind your ears. You're a genius, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I get it.
Yeah, I would like to have one for a week to review.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. Also, also the Odyssey. I'm really curious about the new Odyssey. I think the new Odyssey does look really good.
It looks good, right?
Yeah. I mean, my wife told me if I came home with an Odyssey that I'd have to park it around the corner. Otherwise, she will put a Molotov cocktail through the window.
Oh, is she against minivans?
Yeah, her perpetual cry is death before minivan.
Why? Okay, I'm not being sexist here, but a lot of women are against minivans. What is that about?
Oh my God.
Is it because they're like, is it the stigma like,
Yes.
oh, I'm an old woman in a minivan, like I'm a soccer mom. Like, to me, minivans are awesome. I'm just a person that likes utility. So I just think of all the shit I could put inside of an Odyssey and go on road trips, and to me that's attractive, and I think that's really cool and neat. But
Yeah.
women are like, it's totally uncool to be in a minivan.
Yeah. I mean, I think with my wife, it's a case like she grew up around like the rich part of Orange County.
Okay.
Like you wouldn't know it to talk to her, but her parents were very wealthy at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And she grew up as minivans became the thing for moms.
Okay.
And I think that stigma has stuck with her, that, you know,
Yeah.
it's like that and high-waisted, elastic-waisted jeans. Like, you will never catch her in a minivan or high-waisted jeans.
That sounds like very 90s.
Yeah, like she's all about avoiding that shit. But
that's great.
You'll meet her soon. You'll like her. She's
yeah.
How do I put it? She very much knows who she is. Like one of those people that just really knows exactly who they are.
That's great.
But yeah, and she just really dislikes minivans, which is, you know, fine. But I think if she got a good one, I still don't think it would change her mind. Like, it's just the aesthetic that goes with it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah. So if Honda were ever good enough to give me a presser, I'd have to. I don't think she would, but well, I know she wouldn't put a cocktail through the window. But hey, but yeah, the new one.
Whoever gets one, it looks great, right?
It's like it's same with the truck they've done, the Ridgeline. It's just like a lot of thought has gone in there. A lot of thought.
And they're a huge player in the minivan market, so they have to do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the Chrysler Pacifica that came out like last year. Like, that thing looks good.
Yeah, I don't know an awful lot about it, but I do know that people that have them love them.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best looking minivans. It's just up there with the Odyssey, but this Odyssey looks cool, especially when I sent you the photo of the one on the racetrack. That Odyssey on the racetrack is awesome.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't put a link in the show notes to it. Actually, I should have used that picture for the podcast. Oh, I haven't released the podcast yet. We're recording these before we've released them, so we're trying to get a few up.
So what we're doing, guys, we're like a new Netflix show where we give you like 10 episodes all at once. You don't have to wait. Once a week, we're gonna give it to you on a bundle.
Mm-hmm. Well, we should become seasonal, shouldn't we?
We are.
The thing we need to work out is whether we're going to be weekly or bi-weekly. I'm kind of thinking bi-weekly at the moment because the news isn't rattling out. But then we are going to cover Lexus as well.
Yes.
So, the material, the things to talk about may come a bit thicker and faster. And I suspect it might be a case of bi-weekly most of the time. And then when stuff is going on, go to weekly. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, sounds good.
It does. So on that note, is there anything you want to bring up, or should we sign off as we are?
No, I'm excited to drop all our episodes that we recorded, and I'm looking forward to getting the Acura TLX A-Spec in a few weeks' time. And I will be sure to pay you a visit, and you can show me all your cool neighboring winding roads. So
I've got three to show you.
Yes.
And all of them are really long. So
all right.
I'll split the fuel with you.
Sweet.
All right, we'll sign off. We have got a Twitter account at Honda Talk Pod. I'm double checking that. Yep, at Honda Talk Pod. We are on Facebook. Look for Honda Talk on Facebook, and there we are. You've
And
set
on
up the Instagram?
Okay. Yes, we are Honda Talk on Instagram.
Sweet.
So please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And if you're listening to this in the browser, then on your phone, go find yourself a podcast app and search for Honda Talk, and we should pop straight up there by the time you see this, or by the time this is released, hopefully, should be. Same for iTunes. So, yeah, all good. Oh, well, thank you, Matt, and thank you, people, for listening. I'm going to say goodbye.
Thanks, Ian. All right. Next time.